The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman. The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman. The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman. The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman. The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman. The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman. The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman. The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman. The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman. The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman. The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman. The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman. The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman. The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the
North District of Cebu City. An incumbent councilor, a three-termer barangay captain, but started her political career as a barangay councilor before becoming an outstanding barangay captain. Actually, her name is synonymous to the barangay where she served, the Barangay Lahog. Friends, please help me welcome our first candidate to take on the hot seat, Councilor Mary Ann de los Santos. Ma'am, welcome to the Freeman Know Your Candidate.
Thank you, Sir Fred, and it's good to be here.
Thank you very
for
much.
the invitation.
Mhm. And di na ta maglangan dayon, ma'am, atong sugdan. You are running for Congresswoman in the North District of Cebu City. What prompted you to run as Congresswoman of the North District?
Actually, I have been in public service for 30 years, and I started my political career in the basic political unit, which is the barangay. I started as councilor and became barangay captain for 21 years in the biggest barangay of the North District, Barangay Lahug. And then I am a sitting councilor for 3 terms, going 9 years. So suma total, I have 30 years in public service. So practically, it's the passion to serve, the track record, and the experience prompted me to run for the seat for Congress.
And do you have any advocacy or legislative agenda, shall I say, to be championed in the House of Representatives once elected?
To begin with, I have always been very consistent with my advocacy, which is health. No, in fact, I have championed mental health. We are the only barangay, and I will safely say, in the entire country, to have the barangay behavioral health unit in our barangay Lahug. I authored that ordinance, and there are a sequence of ordinances that I passed in relation to the barangay behavioral health unit. So one of the issues I want to focus, if given the chance to be the next congresswoman, is to institutionalize the integrated health. Meaning, it's not only focused on the medical, but it has to be medical and the psychological aspect already. So it's medical and mental health. So we're trying to change the definition of health now. It's integrated health, medical plus mental health.
Oh, why? Is there no law, such law at present?
Actually, there is a recent law passed by Senator Risa Hontiveros. But, I'm proud to say that the ordinance that we crafted, the Barangay Behavioral Health Unit Ordinance of Barangay Lahug, came first before the law of Senator Hontiveros.
Okay.
So, but it is not the creation of the Barangay Behavioral Health Unit. What we want to establish is to put to all the barangay health centers or the barangay in the entire country is to have its own Barangay Behavioral Health Unit. You cannot deny the fact na grabe naman kaayo ang mental health issues karon, di ba? So, onya, it has to be addressed. It's not only the medical component, but as well as the mental component, because you have to address the person as a person with body and the mind and the body. So that the two has to go hand in hand. So nakita nako karon in our barangay, it is very efficient, effective in solving mental health issues. So I see that lacking in the legislation of the national legislation.
So in other words, let's do this at the barangay level.
Yes, to be very effective. I saw it. You know, I saw it with my 2 eyes. We pilot it in our barangay in Lahug. So, nakita nato nga maayog yun. So, I hope, we have the law in the city of Cebu. But very sad to say, it is not implemented by the executive.
Aside from the barangay mental health, what other advocacies that you want
Well,
to bring?
this is ambitious though, but I want to make an amendment to the local government code, more
Why?
particularly in the benefits of the barangay officials and workers.
Mhm.
You know why my heart is there.
Mm.
I started in the basic political unit, which is the barangay.
Mhm.
So sayod ko kung say kinabuhi sa barangay workers and the barangay officials.
Mm.
Frontliner, 24/7 working, but they have no benefits.
Mm.
They're not even GSIS
Members.
members.
Mm.
Yeah, ilata ng trabaho.
Mm.
So,
But doon na may mga existing nga mga proposals right now. In fact, murag ongoing mangani if
well,
I am not mistaken.
since I became barangay, since time immemorial when I started my political career in 1994,
Mm.
it has always been there as a proposal.
Mm.
So 2025 na lang takaron.
Mm.
I do not see anyone seriously pushing it.
Mm.
So probably because their heart is not there, or the legislator did not start from the basic political unit, wa sila kibaw, wa sila kakita, wa sila nasayod how it is to be a barangay official, no? They're the frontliners.
Mm.
Sila, implementation, execution, ilahataw na tanan.
Mm.
And the risk of a barangay worker, of a barangay official. Can you imagine who's collecting garbage?
Yeah.
Atong mga barangay workers, pila may ilang how much are they paid? Are they covered by any insurance, or what? Abot na ang panahon nga di na kaya silang lawas mo trabaho sila.
Mm.
What will they get in return? Nothing.
Mm.
So, yes, true. There has been a proposal, but is anyone in Congress serious enough to push for that proposal? Or is that proposal will gain strength ting election lang?
Mhm.
So, if given the chance, that's one.
Mm.
Nga ako yung pagabuhaton, no? Kinig yun ang pag-amend. Because you can see in the provisions of the local government code, there is no such benefits.
Mm.
Ug naa man gani, sa kalibo ra siguro.
Mm. Now, aside from that, nga imuhang nakitaan sa local government code, unsay lain nga imuhang natanawan nga kinahanglang i-improve ang local government code?
Well, maybe there are already issues that are obsolete.
Like
No.
what?
I cannot really specify a specific provision,
Mm.
but I believe so because time has changed.
Mm.
Lahi na. Anya, lahi na sad ang role sa barangay karon.
Mm.
So akong nakita na aspect is the barangay aspect.
Mm. So, mental health amendment to the local government code to give more benefits to the barangay officials. What else?
And I wanted to create a public rehabilitation center and a halfway house for
Mhm.
the drug users.
Okay.
Drug users, drug addict, drug dependents. That is something I see lacking in the national aspect.
Mhm.
May mga rehabilitation na to dire, pero privately owned.
Mm.
One of the problems in the grassroots nakita na ko is drugs. Nya kasagaran biktima ang kanitang mga class CDE
Mm.
who cannot afford to pay for the rehabilitation.
Mm.
So you cite me one public rehabilitation that is run by the government here.
Like we have in Argao,
Yeah, but
not in Cebu City.
yeah, okay.
But that's regional, and I think it can
Yeah,
accommodate residents from Cebu City as well.
Is it practical for a Cebu City resident who is a drug user or dependent to be rehabilitated in a far-flung Argao?
Mhm.
Or do we, I think we need one. This is a highly populated city already.
Agree. Mm.
So, kinanglan yun na to.
Okay.
So, niya, og tanaw na to ang Argao, is it fully equipped? Does it have all the necessary things needed for a fast recuperation for being rehabilitated?
Mhm.
After that, natanaw na ko is, ang atong mga drug dependents will go to the mainstream already.
Mhm.
There should be a halfway house.
Okay. There are halfway houses, I think, run by the Department of Social Welfare.
Well, you should see the condition of the halfway houses run by the social welfare.
Uh-huh.
Are they serious running it?
Okay.
Or
What do you know about it?
I don't want to speculate about it.
Okay.
But I want to envision something kana bang igawa sa atong mga dependents. They're already ready to face the mainstream. No? That is equipped of counseling, that is equipped for them to be mentally fit and to be ready to face life again.
Mm.
There is no such thing. You know, if you go to our, as you said, halfway house run by a social worker, maybe they're just being fed there.
Mm.
Tagaan lang pagkaon, pakaligo ni kabuntag, pakuanan. You know, it is not rebuilding oneself
Mhm.
to face life again.
But these things are good, no? But some people would say na these things are easier said than done.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
So I would say it's easier said than done because you see, in the past, it has an existing problem.
Mhm.
And up to this point in time, and you can see nga wala magyud tagaan o pagtagad nga problema.
Mm.
I do not know if I will be, God willing, the next congresswoman, if I can do something out there.
Mm.
But I am very determined and very focused to do what I want to do.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's just give me the chance and the opportunity to be up there.
Mm-mm.
So we'll see, and then I can understand.
Mm.
It's nganong easier said than done, man.
Mm.
What is the bureaucracy up there?
Mm.
We can hear billions of pesos wasted for ayuda.
So budget, you say budget is not an
One.
issue.
It's not an issue.
Okay.
You're throwing ayuda for what? Billions of pesos, 26 billions for ayuda,
Mm.
and you cannot come up with something constructive, concrete programs and projects for something like this.
Wait, am I to understand that you are against the ayuda?
Ayuda is good.
Okay.
Not necessarily that I am against ayuda. It's
Okay.
good, but ayaw lang og you are it's something like ayaw tiga tudluoy lang og unsaon pagpangista,
Mhm.
no? Dole out is I really do not believe in dole outs.
Mhm.
But teach me how to fish.
But isn't this the city government doing it right now?
You know, that's the irony of everything. I am not supportive of that, no? And manggawas man lang gud niting eleksyon,
Exactly.
no?
Yeah.
So
Mm.
manggawas lang ting eleksyon. So kaning ayuda, the irony of everything is all the congress men now is associated with ayuda. And that is not the work of a congressman.
Mm.
You are there to make laws, to make representation, to legislate. You are not there to stand before a crowd and speak before the people of ayuda.
Mm.
And that is happening to practically all congressmen and women out in the country.
That is ideally the work of a congressman. But the reality on the ground, that is not the reality on the ground.
That is sad to say, no?
Mm.
That is not the reality on the ground. So, you give little pride to our people, no? Even if atong mga tao ibutang nato at atong mga tao, the poorest of the poor, pobre na kaayo, pero kana bang pagpanghatag og ayuda ug itarong lang ni og hatag ang ayuda nindot na.
Mm.
Pero gamiton ni just a dole out to propel one's candidacy is no good.
Mhm.
You have a department who is in charge of the ayuda. Example, the DSWD.
Mm.
Why don't you go straight to the DSWD with certain programs?
Mm.
That is example, livelihood.
Mm.
O, tudluan ka din ha, unsa man, seminar mo, naamoy kwarta, you will be receiving 15,000 pesos. This is a seed money for you to make candles,
Mm.
to do your gamay nga paninda or
Mm.
whatever. But you have to be taught.
Mm.
It will not just be given to you with no understanding at all. That you are just getting that for purposes of dole out. Okay, you have a livelihood program example in the city of Cebu now. They're giving 4,000 pesos each. Question, who is identifying the beneficiaries?
Mm.
How is what are the the mechanics
Mm.
of giving the ayuda, the livelihood? Wala. Ipalista. Kinsa may galista?
Mm.
Who is going to check if angayan ba na nga beneficiary or dili?
Mm.
Sa akong mga nasayra na ay mga mama og inaha, mama og anak,
Mm.
ya bisag dili vendor, gibutang og vendor. So, you know, it defeats the purpose.
Mm. Okay. Akong nabantayan nga kining sa Cebu City, you're one of the very, vocal counselors in terms of, issues concerning the city. One, the ayuda. Of course, the issues sa Cebu City medical medical center. You've been pushing for an investigation sa padayon sa construction sa CCMC without proper, I would say, proper public bidding. Is that correct?
Well, all I asked about CCMC is transparency and accountability. That's
Mhm.
all. I just want it to be transparent and accountable. How many administration has passed?
Mm.
10 years.
Mm.
Hantod karon wa pananahumang hospitala.
Bitaw. Mm.
So, don't you ask yourself, ano wa pa man nahuman hospital? It started in 2015 or 16 if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
13 ba to or something. So, niya 2025 na ta karon. Wa pa gyud nahuman.
Mm.
So I do not know ug unsay intention sa matag mo lingkod diha. Can you imagine? There is a contract but it was rescinded on the basis of a gentleman's agreement. Is that correct?
Mm. Pero ganong nahitabo na, o nganong wa na i-oppose before pa to nahitabo ang pag-rescind sa contract
Probably, I cannot speak for the
previous
past
council?
Sanggunian.
Okay.
I was not part of that Sanggunian. So I was part of the 2013 and 16 and 22.
Mm. But did you ask your colleagues in the city council nganong they allow it
Well,
to happen?
I can only surmise one answer, and that is because they belong to one party.
Mhm.
So no questions asked. Anything that is passed in the council, I think no questions asked coming
Okay.
from the executive.
So that's the sad reality.
That's a sad reality. So karon nagkaaway-away man sila.
Now, it's good that you brought that up, which brings me to the question, when maabot ka sa Kongreso, sa paghimo og stand sa mga issues nga maglambigit sa nasod, will you be voting out of your personal conviction or with consideration sa party decision?
Well, sir, I have always been a believer in participatory governance. So that is my kind of governing, no? I go down to the people, I sit down with them, I do my pulong-pulong. Even when I started as barangay official, no? I identify the problems with them. I discussed everything with the people. So it's a participatory governance. I am a believer in a participatory governance. So any issues in relation to voting or in relation to national, I am a representative of the people. So I have to go to the people and present to them and ask them what is their take on a specific issue.
And ayuda would not be one of those considerations.
Ayuda, no.
I'm asking this because, nahimo man ning issues karon na nga most of the congressmen, congresswomen voted to impeach the vice president because of, promised ayuda. Mm.
150 million each.
I
That's a
don't-
lot of money.
I do not know if that figure is even accurate or it could be more, but it's good to know nga kuan you're aspiring to be a congresswoman in the North District and you give this assurance na if ever mahitabo ni in the future dito sa House of Representatives, definitely you will be consulting your constituents before making any decision.
Yes. Yes, yes, definitely. Yes.
Mm.
Because that's my kind of governance, no? It's a participatory.
Mm.
And I have to be mindful of the fact that I am the representative of the people.
Mm-mm.
So they have to know.
Mhm.
And I have to lay down everything. Mo ni may tabo na ako. If I will not vote, then I have no ayuda.
Mm.
If I will vote, I have ayuda.
Mm.
So, are you willing to bite the bullet that we have no ayuda?
Mm.
Oh, so, if your answer is yes or no, I will take that into consideration.
Mhm. I hope this is not only good for the campaign, councilor.
Sir, my track record speaks for itself.
Okay.
I was barangay captain for 21 years in Lahug. I was fighting with the administration of during that. I was fighting with Mayor Tammy Aspeña for 21 years. So I have no subsidy. I have no gasoline subsidy. I have no subsidy coming from the city.
Mm.
But we were able to make a difference in Lahug.
Mm.
We continue to stand up and deliver the basic services. We were very innovative, and we partners with the private sector. So Lahug is what Lahug today because of the kind of leadership probably what we had
Mm.
in the past, no?
Mm-mm.
So 21 years na. And in the council I have always been very vocal, even if I am the only one against the issue.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's me.
And I'm sure the people in Cebu City, especially in the North District, noticed that for sure, Councilor. Now, let me go back to your legislative agenda. You also already mentioned some, 3 or 4. Do you still have any other legislative agenda in mind?
Actually, as we go along, if given the chance to be the next congresswoman, I have to go back to the basic, which is participatory, asking the constituency what is the best line of legislation that we need.
Mm.
So it is practically on the basis of what the North District needs or what the time is telling us to do.
Mm.
So more or less we work on that aspect.
Ma'am, some people are saying Cebu City is underrepresented. We already have how many, the population of Cebu City is already big enough, no? In fact, we're one of the biggest voting population in the, yeah. And do you think creating another district or another representation in Cebu City would be a good move?
Yes, I believe that. The
Uh-huh.
more representative, the better for the city.
Mhm.
But I do not, I don't see it still favorable siguro sa Kongreso karon. I heard lang, pero nga murag dili priority sa Congress.
Creating another district.
Yes, I don't know why.
Uh-huh.
But we will see kung naata dito if how can we create another district, another 2 probably for the city.
Mm.
Because we're close to 1 million population already voters.
Yeah,
No? So, dako na sad yun kayo.
Mm. So ang one district north o south na
North, South, and then
murag dako ra kayo.
dako kayo.
Pwedeng i-divide ang north district into 2 and another 2
Yes.
in the south.
Yeah, I believe.
So 2 more
2 more.
representations. Will
Para na ako, ang mountain barangays, lahion yun.
uh-huh.
Ah.
But
So that there
will that be
more.
part of your agenda, filing a
Yeah, why not?
bill?
That has been discussed in the past.
Mhm.
So, if given the chance that there is a room for that, why not?
Mhm.
As I said, the more representative, the better for the city, no?
Yeah.
More ang resources coming.
Mhm.
Programs, projects, services.
On national issues, power rate, for example, what's your take on that?
Power rate. Well, I'm always for the low or power rate.
Naakay nahon-honaan nga mahimo nimo when you are in the house?
Maybe I will not say I can, but give me the chance to review all the bills
Mhm.
that is in relation to power,
Mm.
in reducing power rate. No? If we can come up with something that is very viable and that is good for the constituency, then we'll pursue with that.
At present, the utility companies are passing on the almost everything, mga ancillary
That's true.
charges to the consumers. Do you think
Correct.
that's a good angle to look at?
Yes, that's a very good issue to tackle in the
Mm-mm.
future, no? Kay luoy gyud ang consumer
Yeah.
in all utilities, water, example.
Mm.
Nailiking kitay mo bayad,
Exactly.
diba? So same with electricity.
Electricity.
So if we can expound on that angle, why not?
Mm.
No, so this is something para nako. I cannot specify a very specific provision or a legislative agenda for this because I really have to understand this.
Mm.
I really have to know this, and I really have to talk on experts on how to hit on this angle.
Mm.
So ug makaya na to, then that will be a very good piece of legislation. I will do that.
Yeah. Ang ultimo ang franchise tax, ang
Correct.
real property tax, that should be shouldered by the businessman nganong hasta ang mga consumers mao'y mubayad.
Correct, no? Nalipay na ganita kay wala nay nabungkag na nato ang monopoly,
Mm.
no? So at least anay mga kompetensya karon.
Mm.
But still, pasagyapon nato.
Yeah.
Pasagyapon nato. So you're giving me a very good inkling
Mm.
on that aspect.
I hope
I'll work on that.
Thank you. I hope you will consider that seriously.
Yes, I will.
It has been a clamor sa public kitang tanan konsumo man gyud og kaning
Siguro
kuryente.
Basin sa abot dito, ang kaning mga tao who is lobbying for that, mas gilabi pa sa mga lobbyists dito. No?
And that's a possibility, of
It's a
course.
possibility. So,
Oh.
but we'll see, no? I really do not know what it is out there.
Mm.
The peddlers, influence peddling,
Mm-mm.
tanan, di kita kaibaw not until we're there. Pero, trying to check on that angle is good.
Mhm.
And I promise you, if I will be a sitting congresswoman, I will work on that.
Maningil ra ba gyud mi, ma'am?
Paningli ko. Pariha, data. Kaya diskurso na ako sa pulong-pulong, maningil sa kunila.
Now, as a counselor for like 3 terms, ma'am, no?
Yeah, practically yes.
3 terms as counselor. Some of the notable ordinances na imuhang na sponsor o na pasar sa council,
Daghan ra ba ni?
financial incentives for board top
Top-notchers.
notchers. Yes.
Correct.
That's you were also the author of the half price ordinance.
Correct.
Uh,
Kana.
and
Top-notcher ordinance.
I'm sure there are more ordinances nga imuhang
That's
na
right.
sponsor.
Ako
Can you
lang
give us a
gisuwat.
run through?
Ako lang gisuwat kaya I cannot
sige.
memorize.
Go
no?
ahead, ma'am.
You want me to read the ordinances I have offered?
Yeah.
Just briefly.
Just to give the people, our viewers, the
Okay.
idea.
So
of-
I have Can
Sige.
I start?
Go
now?
ahead, ma'am.
I have authored the Elderly Friendly Health Facility Ordinance of Cebu City. This is an integrated and comprehensive approach to health development that will create an elderly-friendly environment that will meet and exceed the functional needs of the elderly and improve their quality of life. In other words, the coverage of all this is all health facilities, whether public or private, is operating, doing business within the city of Cebu shall be required to provide, build, modify a senior citizen ward or a geriatric ward,
Mm-mm.
no? A healthy facility that is elderly friendly and sensitive to the needs of elderly. Second is I have the top-notcher incentive ordinance. This is to encourage excellence and give due recognition to achievements related to PRC licensure examination and the bar examination. This is giving cash incentives to qualified Cebuanos who are Cebu City residents who will land in the top 10 of PRC and bar examinations. And I have the Rice Conservation Ordinance. This is a very actually very nice ordinance, but it's not
Yeah.
implemented, no? To ensure rice conservation and to educate the consuming public not to waste rice in order to attain as rice self-sufficiency. Actually, pada na kam order half rice. Pero, wa man gini ipatuman.
Wala may half rice sa mga fast food.
Ana.
Say-
You know, this is all businesses and institutions involved in the preparation of sale meals, including but not limited to restaurants, schools, even karinderya. Pwede na yun. You can see, no, if you go to a restaurant, grabe kayong usik. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, so. And then I have an ordinance establishing the breast screening program for indigent women of Cebu City, no. So, and then I have the Barangay Behavioral Health Unit.
Mm.
This is aimed to the creation of a health unit in every barangay, every health center, for purposes of providing a holistic approach to health by addressing not only the medical but the mental health issues as well. And then I have the Cebu City Medical Center Behavioral Health Unit Ordinance. In other words, kung mahuman na ang Cebu City Medical Center, there is one floor there dedicated for a behavioral health unit. Eventually, we will be changing the name of CCMC to Cebu City Medical and Behavioral Center. So, I hope it will happen soon. No? And then I have the ordinance. I was creating the Student Behavioral Health Assistance Program. This is to uphold the basic right of every child and youth to mental health. We're putting a student behavioral health assistance in every school. No, so to promote their well-being by ensuring equal access to psychological support, thus promoting normal development. All public schools. Grabe namang hikog karon.
Bitaw.
No, so and we have an employee behavioral health assistance program of the Cebu City government. We're putting one at City Hall now.
Mhm.
And we have the Cebu City Housing Loan Structuring and Penalty Coordination Ordinance to ease the burden of socialized housing beneficiaries to fail to pay their monthly amortization and to help the city recover the costs of the projects and generate funds to support another socialized housing project and to continue to deliver these basic services to the Cebuano. More or less, I'm just writing it because I cannot memorize it.
Yeah. But of those ordinances that you have mentioned, how many of those are properly implemented and how many of those were not implemented at all? And
Actually,
the reasons why.
Sir Fred, mauwaw man kumutubag ni mo, ana. Actually, dili ako ang mauwaw because these are good piece of legislation. Pero ang mauwaw gud ta ang executive of the city of Cebu because they have not practically majority of these ordinances, they have not implemented it.
Would you know?
Well,
what
I
are the
would
reasons
say, I do not, I can only surmise to say that probably it's politics that is the reason for not implementing it. Kay tungod dili na ko kaalyado or I do not know because it's a very good piece of legislation. Kaning akong barangay behavioral health unit, wa man ginigi-implement sa city. So I took the cudgels of implementing it in Lahug.
Only in Lahog.
Only in Lahug. And the irony of everything, even the DSWS will be asking assistance from Lahug.
Mhm.
And not only catering to Lahug, but we're catering to practically to all the other barangays in the city of Cebu. We are not limited to the constituency of Lahug. So, munang maingon ko nga mauwaw ko ba? Dili akong mauwaw because nindot man akong mga ordinansa, pero mauwaw ko sa executive na wa naka-implement sa mga ordinansa.
Nindot unta. Nindot unta ba ang kanang ingon ana bitaw nga mga ordinansa nga mahatagan pod og kanang igo nga pagtagad sa executive. But as you said, murag something na ay mga problem. But can the city council compel the executive to?
Well,
implement?
I have been delivering privileged speech, asking the executive to implement certain ordinances, but it fell on deaf ear. So, I don't know if it is a priority or ilan man gud ang implementation. It's not us. It's the executive who will implement it. So, I don't know if they lack the political will to do it.
Mm.
Di ko kaibaw.
Mm.
You can ask the executive if one day they will come.
Mm. One day, soon. We asked this last question for all our guests in the past. Why would it be Mary Ann de Los Santos for Congress in the in the North District?
Well, with all due respect to all the contenders running for Congress in the North District, they're all good. Well, I can only say that I have, first, the track record, I have the experience, and I have the passion to serve. And that, for me, is the best ingredient to be the next congresswoman. No? I may not have the popularity, but I would say that popularity can never be equated with competence. So, I have the educational attainment, I have the experience, as I said, and my 30 years of serving the public. It's the best university, the University of Experience. I graduated from the University of Experience for 30 years.
Yes. Thank you very much. Our first guest for the Know Your Candidate, incumbent City Councilor Mary Ann de Los Santos, our aspiring Congresswoman of the North District of Cebu City. You join us again next week for another interesting discussion and interesting guest, of course, for the Know Your Candidate, where we bring you the latest information to help guide our voters to make an informed decision come May 12, 2025 midterm elections. This has been your host, Fred Langido. Join us again next time. Be part of the conversation. Protect the Cebu vote. Good afternoon.
The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman. The May 2025 election is just around the corner. Do you really know the candidates who want to lead you? For years, the Freeman has brought you Know Your Candidate, your trusted platform to meet the candidates, hear their plans, and get the answers that matter. Your vote shapes our future. Stay informed, stay empowered. Catch Know Your Candidate, only here at the Freeman.